There are two types of people when it comes to journaling: people who want to start and people who tried and quit after a few days. I'm the second one. But this time I'm doing it differently. I even bought this brand new journal and I want to tell you what finally made it click. Because every time I quit, it wasn't because I didn't know how to journal. It was because I didn't have a strong reason to do it. As Friedrich Nietzsche said, he who has a why to live for can bear almost anyhow. This is why my first entry in this journal was about why I should journal. And here is a polished version of what I wrote down. Journal helps you look back in time. Time changes everything. You might not notice it, but you are not the same person as you were a month ago. You are changing your thinking, your behavior, and even the way you act. When you read an old journal, the handwriting is yours, the memories are yours, but the person who wrote those entries feels like someone else, maybe someone wiser or someone naive. And if you think about it, even a game character has a story map, a record of every level, every battle, every upgrade that made them who they are. But you are a far more complex character than any of them. Now, the question is, why would you not have a recording of your own life? In fact, historically, some of the most successful people had the habit of journaling. Ibn Sina had personal working notebooks where he thought through his problems in medicine, philosophy, spirituality, and science. Albert Einstein carried notebooks everywhere so he could record ideas and thoughts before they disappear. Leonardo da Vinci notebooks are probably the most famous personal journal in history. More than 700 pages still survive and they are wonderfully chaotic. There is no clear separation between his personal thoughts, art, and science. Here's what they all shared. It wasn't just that they kept notebooks, it's the habit of sitting alone with their thoughts and actually thinking. And writing is how they did it. If I ask you, when was the last time you actually sat down with your thoughts? For most of us, the answer is never. We are constantly consuming, constantly stimulated, never actually thinking. And the danger of never thinking for yourself isn't that you'll think nothing, is that you will think whatever you are given and never notice the difference. In fact, this is one of the biggest difference I noticed in myself when I started writing down my own thoughts. Even though I write for a living and have experience writing on a various subject, I've never actually sat down with my thoughts. And this was the most surprising part. When I sat down to think through my problems on paper, I started noticing what was really going on beneath the surface, and I understood my problems more clearly. I think Anais Nin described this feeling best. In the journal, I do not just express myself more openly than I could do to any person. I create myself. The journal is a vehicle for my sense of selfhood. It represents me as emotionally and spiritually independent. So, if writing can do this, help you see your own thoughts more clearly, the obvious question is, how do you actually start a journal? First, consider your goals. This confused most people, including me, when I got started. So let me explain. People journal for different reasons. Some write to record their life, some write to make sense of their experiences. Some write to work through problems and decision or organize their thoughts. Some write to process emotions they can express elsewhere, using it as a therapeutic tool. Some write to catch ideas before they disappear. But the thing is, you don't need to pick one. Most people, including myself, blend two or three. The only thing you have to do is sit down with your journal and write. In her essay, Why I Write, John Didion said, I write entirely to find out what I'm thinking, what I'm looking at, what I see, and what it means, what I want, and what I fear. It's worth highlighting that she didn't say I wrote after I figured things out. The writing was the figuring out. Another great example is Kafka. There is an X account that tweet daily excerpts from his journals, and as you can see, some of his entries are remarkably short and some are not. The point is, don't make a simple thing complicated. It is your journal, your notebook, You can do whatever you want with it. You can sit down with it every day or every other day or 2 or 3 times a week. This is the one thing that finally made journaling click for me. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I tried journaling before only to quit after a few days because I told myself that I had to do it every day. So some days, even when I don't feel like doing it, I'd force myself to do it. And the habit that was supposed to help me think clearly and relieve my stress was giving me stress. So I ended up quitting. So do it at your own pace and adapt it to your own lifestyle. See what you like and what you dislike, not how others says you should do it. Remember, the best journaling habit is the one you can stick to. I will end this video with 3 practical tips that I found helpful when I sit down with my journal. Number one, start ugly. Your first journal entry is never going to be profound. It never is. Right. I don't know what to write. If that's all you have, the point is to start. Number two, start with a simple prompt. The best thing that happened today was. Number three, use a title to trigger a thought, such as money, stress, traveling, friends, exam, etc. This is something I picked up from my years of writing experience. When I don't know which direction my writing should go or what should I write about, I think of a title or a word and use it as a trigger to start writing. So that was all about it. If you don't know why you should write, try writing about that very same question. Hope this helps.